Genesis chapter 2, which is the most important story in the history of planet Earth. Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth, when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the heavens and the earth. So let's stop here and briefly talk about one thing. In the Genesis chapter 1 video, we went over how proud God is of his creation and how he's not afraid to make the claim that he created it. Today, it seems more popular to believe that God did not create the heavens and the earth than it is to believe it. But God certainly believed it. Let's look at the first chapters here that we just ran through. Genesis chapter 2, verses 1 through 4. 7 different times, God takes the claim of creating the heavens and the earth, just in these 4 verses. That just shows you how proud he is of his creation and how he is not shy of making the claim that he created the heavens and the earth. Now to verse 5. When no bush of the field was yet in the land, and no small plant of the field had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the land, and there was no man to work the ground. And a mist was going up from the land and was watering the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed the man of dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And the man became a living creature. And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden, in the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made to spring up every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay, let's take a minute to run through a few things here. First, God breathed his own breath to create us. It doesn't say that for animals. It shows how he places us over the animals in his creation. Humans are the only creatures created by God's own breath. That is why in the very beginning, we were very much like him. There is something different about us, which is made clear in Genesis 1 and 2. Also, Adam was not a child when he was born, showing God has full control over his creation. The second point I'd like to make is that many of you may remember in chapter 1, verse 26, that we already had the formation of man mentioned. This is the second mention of man being created, and with that comes several theories. One is that it's just simply mentioned twice. God mentions it very briefly in chapter 1, and he comes back here in chapter 2 to give more detail. But the second idea is that Adam wasn't the actual first man.
If you'd like to learn more about Genesis chapter 2, the fall of humanity, watch the full-length video on our Biblical Truths YouTube channel.